Morning, folks. Morning. It's Wednesday. Right. Big day for gold and silver yesterday. Not unexpected, of course. I did suggest that a break below this trend line in silver yesterday would be the first sell signal. So that was a break below 50.50, I think I called it. 51.50. I suggested that break of the trend line and the 50-period moving average on the 4-hour chart would be the sell signal. Well, it certainly was. A big red candle then took us out on, took us below the neckline to the head and shoulders pattern, which I identified. So we had two sell signals yesterday. I hope you managed to get on at least one of them. We even had a breakdown and then a retest of the trend line. So if you missed the break, you had a chance, and you can see that we peaked bang on the trend line there. It was just above 50.50 actually, 51.50, got as far as 51.90. But if you were following your chart, you would have seen that the trend line held. Okay, then we broke the neckline, which was around 50.50, 50.58 to be precise. So I had a break below 50.50 indicating another sell signal. We had a bounce here too, which got us up to 50.34. So you had a bit of a chance to jump into a short position if you missed this move, which went as far as 49.11. We had a little, I did say that you often get a retest of the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern. So we didn't quite touch it, but we got pretty close. So those were the 1, 2, even 3 opportunities, I could say. Now, my target for the move was around 49.50. I didn't see any point in projecting targets lower than that because I didn't think we'd get such a big move in one day. But obviously, now the first move did hit the 49.50 target. Then we broke below 49.50, which of course was another sell signal. And we've hit this region here, 48.20 down to 47.85. Now the low was 47.43, so we overran that support area and we're bouncing back now. Right, what does it all mean? Well, obviously I'm really pleased with myself for actually identifying the reversal pattern. You know, identifying reversal patterns and going with it is tricky because you do not want to bet against the dominant trend, the prevailing trend. But the patterns, the signals, the trend lines, even the moving averages on the 1 hour chart indicated to me that I had to change my view and I had to go with the bulls. Risky, but also on the 1 hour chart I did show you that as long as we hold below these moving averages, the 50 and the 100, pressure would be to the downside. And again, the break of the 200 hour moving average was something that I talked about yesterday. That was also at 51.50, so that again was our sell signal. I hope you picked up on all of that. I hope at least it saved you from making losses being long silver and perhaps even made you some money being short. Okay, what's for today? A bit of a bounce back would be normal after such a big move. We have got oversold on the 4 hour chart. You can see we're already struggling at resistance around the $49, $49.10 area. And that might be it. That might be as far as we go. We've got the low of this candle around that area. It's a Fibonacci level. And even up to 49.50, we've got resistance. So that 49.00, 49.50 area would be resistance, really. Then we've got the 100 period moving average on the 4 hour chart, and we've got the 38.2% fib at $50. So really, anywhere between 49 and 50 is actually resistance. Now, I don't know how you want to play that, but you could try, if you want to try a short position around 49.00, 49.20, and then either add to it or stop out halfway to the next resistance level, and then jump in again, which is around 49.80 up to $50. So those are your two resistance areas. Up to you how you play that. You could try a short, stop out, as I say, try a short again, or you could put a small position on and add to it if we get up there. Depends how nimble, how active you are, how much time you've got to watch the market. Now then, if we break above 50.40, we could get as far as this area here. That's 50.70, 50.90, which is another resistance. I think at some stage we're going to turn around and go down again, but I don't know which of those resistances are going to hold. So you're going to have to be nimble. If you're going to be trading, you're going to need to sit in front of the screen. If you can't sit in front of the screen, I would wait for the $50 area and then maybe add to it around the 50.70, 50.90 area. We get up through 51.10. All bets are off for a second downturn, and we might actually start seeing more of a recovery. But as long as we hold below $51, the outlook is negative, and we could, in silver, eventually get down. Well, this is a good support area for today. 48.20, 48.00. We could bounce off there again. Now, not super strong. I think that level will break eventually. But for today, in oversold conditions, after such a swift move, we might get a double bottom and then a return to $49. So just watch that. Buying it in the low 48 area with a stop below 47.40, looking for profit taking around the high 48 level, 49 level, and maybe even the 50 level is possible. So you might want to take half the position off at 49 and run the rest up towards 50. I'm just trying to give you some ideas for different scenarios, profit taking, scaling in. But eventually, I think we could get down to the $46 area. Whether that happens today, well, it obviously depends if we break below 47.40. And if we do, I'm looking for the low $46 area as the next stop, where we have the 200 period moving average on the 4-hour chart. I'm just going to check the 1-hour chart again, see what that looks like down at those lower levels. You can see we've got some swing lows just below there, so you would want to stop below 45.70 if you were buying in the low $46 area. What else can I tell you? Let's have a look at the daily chart. Not really telling me anything other than the ultimate target for the whole move, for the correction, could be as far as the $44.50, $44 area. Now, I'm not expecting that to happen probably this week, although I wasn't expecting us to hit $47 yesterday, so I can't rule it out. But there you go. That could be the ultimate overall target for this correction, and that would be a really decent area to buy longer term. The 44.50, 44.00 area. You've got the 50-day moving average. You've got a trend line going back to the 3rd of September. You've got confluence of Fibonacci levels. Not a huge amount of price action to back it up, but that's what I'm going to go for. And longer term, if you're a longer term trader and you want to invest in some silver, that might be the place to go in. That would be a $10 collapse from the all-time high of around the 54 area. So that would be almost 25%. So it'd be a pretty significant correction, and I think it would be an excellent buying opportunity. Okay, I've done silver to death. That's a lot of analysis in there for you to get to grips with today, and hopefully give you some guidance if you are trading commodities and if you're trading silver today. I'll look at gold tomorrow. That wasn't quite as impacted, although it did have a significant collapse. But I've gone so far into so much detail for silver that it's probably enough information. But do just watch the 39.60 area. We bounced just above it. We bounced at that trend line, which goes back to 22nd of August. So clearly there is support down there too. We'll have a more detailed look at that tomorrow. Hope it's been helpful.